Welcome back. Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. And let's talk about what happened last night on Twitter, where you've got Elon Musk taking a lot of flack for what he has done about some journalists that he suspended. And a fascinating story, quite frankly, when you get down to it, because here he is buying Twitter for Twitter's actions on suspending various accounts. But Elon Musk taking steps to suspend journalists from newspapers that were, as he said, doxing him when it comes to the issue of his flights, his private jet. So Elon Musk, he polled users on his Twitter account, something he's been doing quite a bit, that ultimately asking whether or not certain individuals who doxed him should be suspended. And he's been, getting input from members of Twitter, some people not too happy about the idea of him going out and suspending journalists. But Musk scrapped the poll after 43% said that the accounts should be reinstated, while 57% collectively said that they should remain suspended. There were three different options there. One was, wait a day, wait a week, or keep them suspended permanently. So then he launched a poll with just two options, now or in 7 days. The now option was ahead, 59% to 41%, with over 1.2 million votes. Musk clarified that journalists were suspended for what he said was sharing his real-time location. And this all deals with a Twitter account called Elon Jet. And apparently there's also a lawsuit. But Musk also saying that in another tweet, same doxing rules apply to journalists as to everyone. And accounts engaged in doxing receive a 7-day temporary suspension, he said. So he was on Twitter last night doing quite a bit of reacting and going back and forth with a whole bunch of people. And even on a Twitter space, he shared some of his thoughts. And if you're not familiar with what Twitter spaces are, it's essentially a live audio stream. And anybody can jump in, and the host can allow for anybody to speak up. So here is Elon Musk getting into a Twitter space with various people talking about this story of Elon Musk doxing some users. Not doxing, suspending users for what he said was them doxing him. And these users just so happen to be journalists from various newspapers. So here's a little bit of that Twitter space.
In the last few hours with a handful of journalists being banned.
Well, as I'm sure everyone who's been doxed would agree, showing real-time information about somebody's location is inappropriate, and I think everyone on this call would not like that to be done to them. And there is not going to be any distinction in the future between journalists, so-called journalists, and regular people. Everyone's going to be treated the same. You're not special because you're a journalist. You're a Twitter. You're a citizen. So no special treatment. You dox, you get suspended. End of story. So and ban evasion, or trying to be clever about it, like, oh, I posted a link to the real-time information, is obviously that is obviously simply trying to evade the meaning. There's no different than actually showing real-time information.
So when you're saying posting a link to it, I mean, some of the people like Drew and Ryan Mack from the New York Times who were banned were they were reporting on it in the course of sort of pretty normal journalistic endeavors. You consider that like a tricky attempt at ban evasion?
You show the link to the real-time information, ban evasion, obviously.
Drew, I don't think you were posting the real-time information, right?
I mean, you're suggesting that we're sharing your address, which is not true. And you're suggesting that we're posting. We never. I never posted your address.
You posted a link to the address.
We posted a link. In the course of reporting about Elon Jet, we posted links to Elon Jet, which are now not online and now banned on Twitter. And Twitter also, of course, marks even the Instagram and Mastodon accounts of Elon Jet as harmful. We have to acknowledge, using the same exact link blocking technique that you have criticized as part of the Hunter Biden New York Post story in 2020. So what is different here and there?
No more acceptable for me. It's no more acceptable for me, for you, than it is for me. Same thing. So anyway.
So it's unacceptable what you're doing?
No. What you dox, you get suspended, end of story. That's it.
Elon, I have to ask, I think what everyone's wondering is it's highly unusual.
From there,
for
Elon jumps off of the space. So that's kind of how spaces work. You see that a space is going on, you can listen, you can request to take part in it, and then you speak. Elon has been doing this with various spaces off and on. So kind of fascinating to see this. And if you look at some of the Twitter replies that Elon's had overnight, for instance, he's talking about... if the mainstream media, one user says, can't stop talking about Twitter drama because it fuels the clickbait model, at the same time, it's giving Twitter more attention, press, and power than ever. Disruption is accelerating. Elon Musk just posting a little target emoji. He's just replying all over the place, saying Twitter right now is fire, and going on and responding to a bunch of people who are talking about the buzz that's spreading all over. So just fascinating. Most recently, he said, criticizing me all day long is totally fine, but doxing me in my real-time location is endangering my family. That is not okay. So you can criticize Elon Musk all day long, but by golly, don't dox him. And you can debate what doxing is. Is it giving an address, or is it maybe saying where his private jet is? These are obviously some interesting questions. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Good morning.
You're on the air.
Yep. Hey, I just saw an interview with Elon Musk and some tall white-haired guy that he kept saying we, like he was a part of the team. But Elon Musk several times mentioned that he's trying to have fewer people that want him dead. And he said, again, that several people would like to see him dead. So I think he's probably just trying to secure his own safety.
Yeah, and obviously that's the sentiment that I'm picking up from his tweets from that Twitter space that we just heard as well. So Elon Musk still making waves, Twitter still making all kinds of crazy headlines and more. So just fascinating to see all this happen in real time, and that's something that Twitter allows for. By the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so. Bishop on Air, all one word. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way. It is Springfield's Morning News, live and local, 6 to 9 every weekday morning on WMAY. Get the WMAY mobile app. You can also listen on TuneIn app or go to WMAY.com and listen live there. All right. Hey, stay tuned. Much more coming up. And, of course, you can find me on Twitter, YouTube,